Hey everyone, this is Mel from Cardstock Concoctions. Welcome back to another Cardstock Concoction video. Today we are going to be making a book box. And what this is, this actually looks like a little book. However, it opens like a box. So let's go ahead and get started. Set that off to the side. You are going to need a couple of things. I'm going to give you guys some of the directions first, and then we will go ahead and get started. The first piece of cardstock you are going to need, and I do suggest cardstock, about 80 pounds or heavier. This, I believe, is chocolate chip, either that or it's early espresso from Stampin' Up. I don't believe chocolate chip is actually made anymore, so it's whatever brown I had in my stash, to be honest with you. And this piece here measures 5 inches tall by 6 7/8 inches wide. If anybody is looking for any dimensions of anything at any time during this video, go ahead and check out the description box below. They will be in there, as well as hopefully probably towards the top on the screen somewhere. So again, 5 inches by 6 7/8. I know it's a little bit of a weird dimension, but it's kind of how it worked. This piece is the same color as the previous piece, so chocolate chip, early espresso, and or a brown cardstock of your choosing. This is 4 inches tall by 6.5 inches wide. We're gonna go ahead and grab out our scoreboard here. There's actually no stamping in today's project, but you know, we do what we can. So this is our scoreboard here. You are going to grab your 5 by 6 7/8 piece of cardstock, place the 6 7/8 piece at the top, and you're going to score as follows. You are going to score at, make sure I got the right side of my tip, 3/4 of an inch all the way down. Nice, good score line there. You're going to score at 3 1/4 inches. Whoop, and 4 inches. And then lastly at 6.5 inches. We are going to rotate our cardstock 90 degrees. So we have the 5-inch side at the top, and we are going to score at 3 1/4 of an inch, so 3/4 of an inch, and then again at 4 1/4 inches. 4 1/4 inches. All right, set this piece aside. Grab your 4 by 6.5 inch piece, and with the 6.5 inch side at the top, score at 2 3/4. And then again at 3 3/4. So 2 3/4, 3 3/4. Now, this is going to be the fun part. This part is optional. We can rotate it 90 degrees, and then we can score just 2 little score lines. And we only want to go, if you guys can see the bumps here, we want to go in between the 2 bumps. Let's see if I can get that. I don't know if you guys can see the 2 bumps that are there. Maybe this way is better. You want to flip it over. Sorry, I should have told you guys that before. So this is how it was originally. Flip it over and rotate it 90 degrees. So you have the 4-inch side at top and the bumps facing up. Okay? We're going to score between the 2 bumps and only between the 2 bumps. I know it's a little weird, but that's what we're going to do. So we're going to score at 1/4 inch. So kind of come down here, find 1/4 inch, go between that, move 2 bumps above that, do it another time. So 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. Then we're going to come way up here, and we are going to score at 3 1/2 inches. I'm going to kind of draw this down here. All right, so 3 1/2 inches, go over, and then 3 3/4 inches. Nice deep score lines. All right, you guys are done with your scoring. Put away your scoreboard, put away your scoring tool. Now it is time to fold and burnish. Grab yourselves a bone folder, fold up your box here. This actually isn't your box. This is actually what makes the book portion of the box. Now you're going to see that on the outside we have the bumps facing up and it's flat. You want to take your bone folder and you want to actually kind of try to curl it. I know it's going to be difficult. You kind of want it a little bit curled. So you kind of want to bend it just a smidgen, and then use your bone folder, rock it back and forth, and kind of create curling motion. I'm sorry, I probably should be doing this in the way the camera can actually see it, but kind of curl it up. You kind of want a curled top there, okay? Keep going until you guys get it all nice and curled. Oops, sorry about that. I'm just kind of working it down very slowly. Go down the other side too. So just kind of, again, it's just kind of a rocking motion. I am kind of breaking down these fibers that are on the inside here, just between those two lines, so you can get a nice curled feature. Okay, so like you guys can see how it's kind of bowing there just a little bit. That's what you want. Go ahead and set that aside. We are then going to fold and burnish all of these score lines on your larger piece of brown cardstock. Fold and burnish. Fold and burnish. Fold and burnish. Just two more lines. One. And our last one here. Two. Okay. I'm going to grab out a pen. We're actually going to use a white pencil. I'm going to mark off what you're going to completely remove. So if you have your little 1/2 inch score line up at the top and your 3/4 inch score line down here at the bottom, and it's facing up and down, you're going to remove this really teeny tiny 1/2 inch, this larger 3/4, teeny tiny 1/2 inch, larger 3/4. You're going to completely remove those. So we're going to do that at this time. Just cut up next to that score line right there. And be very careful when you're cutting along these score lines over here. Get as close to the line as you possibly can. Take that piece away. Should angle it towards you guys, even though I can't always see it on myself. There we go. Take that piece away. Do very teeny tiny mini angles here at the top. So when I say mini, I mean that's how much we're pulling off. It's not very much at all. Just itty bitty slivers. This is just going to help your box close. That did not look very good. There we go. All right, this is just going to help your box close just a little bit nicer, okay? So now we have these 4 squares. 4 squares. We are going to cut along the score line in between the big box and the square, and then we're going to remove with an angled cut the score line, okay? It's going to help your box fold a little bit nicer. There you go. Now, if at this point in time you guys would like to use fast fuse for speed's sake, I say go for it. I'm going to add adhesive to all 4 of these little squares that we just cut apart. If you guys do not have fast fuse and you have tear tape, go for it. This is just a little bit faster at this stage. However, I will be using tear tape next. And we just fold up. So we fold it in, fold up the cut edge to the scored edge, tuck it in, stick it down. Fold edge to the cut edge, tuck it in, stick it down. Last but not least, one more time. Fold edge to the cut edge, stick it down. At this time, this here is your flap that closes your box. All right, so you have that so far. Now at this stage, I would recommend putting on your little pieces of paper that go around it. Now these are just over, each piece is just over 1/2 inch wide. So it's like 5/8 of an inch wide, give or take a little bit. The longer piece is 5/8 inch by, sorry, we're gonna measure, just be on the safe side. 5/8 inch by Ta-da! 3 3/8 of an inch. So that makes these little ones 5/8 by 2 3/8 of an inch, and I totally forgot about those. These can be added on with SNAIL. You cannot use SNAIL to keep your box together. It unfortunately just is not strong enough. All right, so you only need to do the side that holds your box closed, because your other side is going to be covered, so don't worry about doing that side. So just kind of line this up in the center there. Stick it down. Add some adhesive to your other pieces. The smaller ones are for the top of the box and the bottom of the box. A little bit better, there we go. And the bottom of the box. There we go. Okay, it's just easier to put it on at this time than later. At this time, I would also suggest adding the paper to the front and back covers. You guys are probably wondering what paper I'm using, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and tell you now. I'm using Times and Seasons by Echo Park Paper Company. This was out a few years ago, actually. And they have this really cool script paper and also this really cool mustache paper, and it seemed to work for this pretty well. So I wanted the mustache piece for the back and the script for the front. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach those now as well. Using SNAIL is acceptable for this stage. Why? Because it's paper and it's not going to hurt anything. I used script paper. This was the script paper that I had. If you guys have stamps and you want to stamp a script paper, that also works. You want to use actual newspaper, that also works. These DSP panels here are, as I sat one down, hang on one, just over 3 3/4 of an inch and just over 2.5 inches. I do apologize. It's at the top of the screen. 2.5 by 3 3/4. Just over, actually. I wasn't quite a full 1/8 of an inch over. It was more like a 1/16 of an inch over. I was kind of being generous today. So, you know, hey, things happen. All right, so I gotta go ahead and get those stuck down. I stuck those down now just because it's a lot easier. The last step of the game here is to make sure that you're putting your box in right side up. You have the lettering here, you have your lettering here, and you have your lettering here. I'm using directional paper. This makes a difference. I am going to be using score tape here to attach my box to my cover. And what I'm doing is I'm just running the score tape along the top and bottom edge, as well as the sides. I'm going to do this on the front and on the back. Do not put score tape here. Only put it here and here. I will get finished and be right back. All right, guys, I went ahead and I covered everything with score tape. I am going to give it a good burnish before I pull off the backing to everything. That just helps it stick to everything. I am going to grab a paper piercer here to help me pull off the back. I'm only going to pull off the back on one piece at a time, or one side at a time. Again, I did not place any score tape here on the side, okay? That's not going to be stuck due to the fact that we want it to pop like a book a little bit, so you have to leave that open. So we're just going to peel back all the pieces on the back here. Now we are carefully, I'm going to tuck the top of my box back in here, going to make sure we have everything going the right way up. So I see my lettering here, see my lettering here. Now these little score marks that you placed in on the side of your book are actually going to help you guys with placing. So the bottom score line is a 1/4 inch, and you should have a top score line that is again a 1/4 inch. And that is what you're aiming for. Go for that bottom score line, place it along your scored edge there, and open it up, stick it down. All right, at this point in time, now you're gonna pull off your top pieces of score tape. This is a long piece of the process, guys. I was getting rid of the top pieces. Okay, so now this is the tricky part. you want this folded edge to go along this scored line edge. So you want to kind of very gently, I'm trying to do this so you guys can see it, fold it down, open it up, stick it down. Okay, apparently. All right, so once you guys have that stuck down, and I'm actually gonna go stick. Okay. All right, there you go. You have your beautiful book. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lovely book box project. And if you guys again are looking for any of the directions or score lines or anything like that that you missed scrolling across the top, go ahead and check out the description box below. They are all down there. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys would like to see more videos like this, please go ahead and subscribe right down there. This is Mel from Cardstock Concoctions saying thanks a lot for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye!